Well, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we are back live. Update 1.44 has now gone live and we are in the new rig with a new wheel. Everything's kind of settling in. We're still not 100% there, so the streaming recording setup isn't quite perfect. The control method isn't quite perfect, but it's something we've just got to get on with, get with. We're waiting for delivery of the triple setup, which will allow us to use 4 monitors and allow us to have better positioning for things, monitors further away, better visuals for me for picking up on things that are going on with the rig and the setup, etc. But as it is now, thanks to Widdowmaker, we're in the rig and everything's happy days. And with the Fanatec DD Extreme wheel, we are looking set to go. So it's the Spa grind still. We were hoping to get this complete before the end of update 1.44 arrival. But 1.43 petered out. We didn't get a chance to finish. So let's go in and look at today's car. The GT1 TSO20 from Nissan has been delivered. That is sat in the garage, and as you can see, that is my current used car. I've yet to drive it, but we're going to now explore where it is in the categories. Where does it come up? It comes up as GR2. We're about to go to GR2s because we're going to finish the GR1s. We're going to put the GR2s into the next category. So let's finish off the GR1s. We only have 2 cars to go. One is the Sauber, and the other is the 962 that we're going to finish off with. So today we're in the Sauber. Settings will be racing hard. We're targeting 800 pp, of course. So fully customizable suspension, everything default. Fully customizable rear diff. The magic 555, of course. Downforce is tuned to the power, so 658 on the front, 1600 on the rear. There isn't much you can do with this car in terms of aero, so it is what it is, I'm afraid. ECU fully customizable set to 100, power restrictor at 100, manual transmission at 370. We have no turbocharger. Brake controller is the only other thing we've done. Let's get to the track. As we arrive, Spa looks to be bathed in sunshine. Settings for today. Let's do assists. They are traction control 1, ABS on default, counter steer distance on strong, because we are grinding. Controller settings, now this will take you by surprise. Controller steering sensitivity 10. Force feedback max torque 3. Force feedback sensitivity 10. We are no longer on a G29. We're on a Fanatec DD Extreme with V3 inverted pedals. And it's taken me somewhat a long time to get used to it. So, brake pedal setup's a little bit different. It's not the way I want it. But we're just going to have to get used to it and start to learn it. Start to change how we drive, of course. So you might see me miss a few apexes on corners today, and that'll be because I'm just trying to get settled in. But we're going to try and get lap times down to 212, 213, which is where the fastest cars are. Let's dive straight in and get on with it. Away we go. So you might be wondering, you might be asking, how are we getting on with all the new setup and how does it feel? Well, it feels absolutely awesome. Last Friday we had a bit of a rude awakening. Sorry, last Tuesday we had a bit of a rude awakening. I spent the weekend setting up the rig. We're coming around to the next weekend now, aren't we? Well, over the weekend the rig felt absolutely fine and the wheel felt absolutely fine and how I wanted to drive felt absolutely fine until we came to the league race on Tuesday and the whole thing changed completely. But with that being the case, it was more about the fact that when I turned the PlayStation on, it hadn't configured correctly, the wheel. I must have had the clutch pressed or the brake pressed or something like that, and it changed the braking position. So that sort of changed everything. So we've now got that sorted out, and we're into learning how it works. So it's got a real strange braking phenomenon with this now. So I push the brakes as hard as I can, and it just doesn't stop on occasion. Can't seem to get the brakes to depress all the way. I can't seem to get them to a point where I want them to work. Anyway, we're going to have to fight that. Here we come, end of the first lap. We're up to 11th place. How often does that happen? See the ABS cutting in there on the brake, and I am managing to get them to work. So it's the Gallo. I'm going to swing past him as we make it up to 10th place, some 10 seconds behind the leaders. Braking just before the 100. Down to first gear. I've also changed monitors. I'm on a Sony Bravia now that runs at an incredibly fantastic resolution. It far outstrips what the PlayStation 5 is capable of, and it's running at 120 Hz. But I feel it's too close, and I missed braking points because the speed is coming too quickly. The sense of speed is too great. So ideally I'm just trying to brake a little bit earlier. Up behind Mr. Grade in the Audi. We're up to 6th place, 8.9 seconds behind the leaders. So how does the Sauber feel right now? Apart from it not wanting to stop at corners, which I don't think that's the car at fault. I think that's me entirely. 216. I am considerably slower than I used to be. Look, I can't get the car to turn corners. And I'm just trying to find out what feels right. So the reason I've got the settings on 10 for the sensitivity is last night I spent a couple of hours around Suzuka on one of the license tests, and I got within 0.3 of my fastest ever lap. But I found having the sensitivity up made the car turn much better. But what I'm finding is as I get into the corners, and it's still happening here today, is without me lifting my foot, the braking is disappearing. And I don't know why that is. I don't know why it's automatically releasing the brakes for me. I could have my foot pushed to the floor and the brakes are just worming away. I don't know why they're going. I don't know whether it's this thing that Sam was talking about, by the brakes working on pressure. And maybe I don't have to release the brake pedal so much to trail brake. Maybe this has got automatic trail braking, which is what it's doing. And I don't have to actually lift my foot off the brakes. That's what it actually feels like. So if I drive with the attitude of auto braking, auto trail braking. So that means I can brake a little bit later. Because I think the reason I'm missing the apex is because I'm trail braking as I would traditionally with my G29, which I felt was an absolutely perfect setup. We're up to 4th place now. Won't turn again around that sharp hairpin. 7 seconds behind Mr. Beauvoir, who's in the lead. Mr. Fraga's 2 places back from us now. As we're in the top 4, I'll give you a rundown of the leaders. Mr. Hazal sort of running roadblock. Gilman was on 3. Don't know why that is. Nine and a half laps of fuel left. Seems to be driving slightly different lines to normal. Can't get it to stop again. It really does feel like I've just started playing the game again. It's really quite a head messer to try and understand what's going on and the difference. It's all the brakes. It's only the brakes that feel different. Well, the steering does as well, because the steering is so smooth, but it's the pedals that are giving me the greatest problem now. I've tried different setup of brake pedals in terms of location. I've tried them lower, I've tried them further away, I've tried to make it so I'm stepping down on them rather than pushing through. I've tried to make it so I'm pressing down on the pedal, which I thought might give me a bit more leverage. Not that I need it, it's just that I was looking for that real car feel. So what we have here is a more relaxed recline feel. I'm lower in the seat in this rig. The seat is not as high as it is in my other one, so I can't match my driver's position to my car, which I'm really looking for that car feel, something I'm familiar with, something I'm comfortable with, you know, something to represent the car. I've always believed that if I can make it feel like a car and make it drive like a car, I'll be driving it as fast as I can my personal car. You know, and I do drive my personal car hard, but I would have thought I could get this game to do it. But that's the biggest thing I'm missing from the G29, is the lack of similar feel to how I drive my car, which I'm going to be told by many people, these pedals, what they are, don't allow that. They control in a different way. And I don't understand. I don't understand how that can be. Let's just cycle through. I don't want to cycle through, I want to press through. Let's control 1. Still feel very slow. Got rain coming in top left. The apex for the first time. Beauvoir and Portilla have changed places. we've done a low 213. That's really good. Look at this rain band that's going to come through. Move far, you're not supposed to block the track. You can't anywhere, I know you can, that's the truth of it. The other thing I'm finding is the fact that the steering wheel is so heavy to turn. It takes me a long time to cycle from left lock to right lock. And that's why the force feedback settings are so low. Rain doesn't look to be charging in very quickly. You are catching Mr. Portilla in a nice way. Race again tonight, Friday night. We're going to have to see how the car performs, but I'm not going to revert back to the G29. I thought about doing that because it will give me the best results, but this season's written off anyway. I've not done very well in the Nissan, and I generally need to learn this setup and this kit, so I think we've got another lap in this at least. We're into first place now. There definitely seems to be some automated level of trail braking. Like a trail brake assist kind of thing. Car wouldn't stop again then. And that's because night's here, I think, and that's because the cold track, the grip has reduced. I think there's another lap in this. Before any rain arrives. 7.5, 7.6 seconds of lead. Got my foot flat to the floor and the braking has reduced. So update 1.44 is here, and by all accounts people quite like it. It's not the update we were expecting for the birthday, but people were expecting a track. I have learned not to expect anything, but to get the GT1 is absolutely stunning, and I'm looking to save that experience, or savor that experience. I know there's a fair few tubers and streamers that have got that car out there now, but hey, I've missed that boat because of where I am in this process, so I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to enjoy the process. That's what I've decided to do. I did enjoy running around Suburca last night. That really was quite fun. I'm currently making the rig construction video. That is underway. Still haven't finished building the rig. There's still parts to go on, but I've started adding the cosmetics today, so I've put lighting on it today, which is actually really quite awesome. It's fit beautifully into the rig, or almost beautifully. It's very much integrated itself into the rig all on its own. Tremendous. We've got a 33-second lead at this moment in time. Rain looks like it's on its way, but I don't think it's going to be tremendously heavy, so I'm just going to stick with what we've got. Just to come to lap the first car. This could be a mistake, but what I'm seeing there is a little bit of heavier stuff, and I've just gone in car so I can see the rain gauge a little bit better. My steering wheel's blocking part of the screen, but can't see the rain radar. Now can't see my gear indicator, but hey, that doesn't matter. I'll go on feel. What we're hoping for is that this rain moves on through. Mr. Fraga's gone in, Mr. Mendoza's gone in. They're going to be taking inters, I think, aren't they? Yeah, we're getting to the point where inters are going to be the tyre. We can just settle in. 214, comfortable at. We're outside the heavier rain now, just still into intermediates territory, but these headlights aren't so great. We're just going to keep persisting though on these hards, just try and keep it on the track as we go into a clear spell. Overshoot, get back on the track. So I downloaded Fanalab last night and had a start to look around Fanalab. Didn't know Fanalab was not part of the original software download that go with the wheel. So Fanalab gave me the opportunity to look at some greater depth of settings, which was okay. Worked out that the wheel is set to 9 Newton meters out of a total of 15. Which should be enough for anybody, I think. Just putting another car behind us. We've got some lap cars in front of us. last lap was a slow one, wasn't it? Into like a hole in the centre of the cloud. The eye of the storm, one would call it. Still ever so slow. This is what I discovered on Tuesday night. I might feel like I'm driving quickly, but I'm actually going incredibly slow against human opponents. I got lapped twice on Tuesday night, which the guys didn't fail to notice. I just hope I don't get rammed off the circuit by anybody today, because I'm not going to give up my position. I'm not going to, I know I'm slow, but I'm not going to, what's the word? I'm not going to give up my place. I'm fighting for positions, and so must they. So I won't accept tonight that I have to pull over and out the way of the guys and give them the racing line. That's not going to happen tonight. Just like it didn't on Tuesday. If I get an elevated position on the grid because of reverse grid, it's mine to keep. They can fight me for it. Ahead. Lap 11. 36 minutes into the race. It's still raining. Blue flags. We're lapping 15th place as Inestrosa cuts past the car in 16th place, exiting from the pits. Looking a little bit low. There's another band of rain as we come to the end of this one, as we then go wide. Inters might have been the tyre, you know. We're doing enough laps. Laps remaining, so technically one lap really. I don't know what my look left and right buttons are at this moment in time. Oh, they're there on the stick, okay. Right. On to the last lap. Mr. Frog has tumbled down to 12th place. We're just about to put him a lap down. Mr. Lopez here as well. Mr. Frog is just battling back. Frog has put his full beams on. We're going to the pits, so very thin slither of cloud. We're just going to change to another set of hards. There we go. Gonna take all the fuel and have a drink. Happy days. So currently I can look at the camera and see the screen. So I've got a monitor over this way with the screen on as well. Reading that's going to be quite tricky, but hey ho. Now what I have noticed is this seat is extremely warm. Probably going to need assisted cooling. Stunning looking car. Look at the graphical detail at the back end of there. That light mount, the air jack point. Right, we're on lap 13. 31 and a half minutes remaining. It was almost a one-stopper. If we can get away with rain, a bit wet down here. But we did run the wrong fuel map for the first couple of laps, I think. There's nobody behind us. 1 minute 47 ahead. That's going to drop to around 1 minute 10. This last band of rain is just approaching and is going to just scrub past us. There's a really strange sensation there as I went through those lights. There was a carbon feel to the roof. Look, you see it there. I don't know whether that is graphic pixelation or whether that was actually in the window, Kevlar type plastic for the window. We'll have to find out. Concentrating as we charge down here, it looks like Mr. Friber again. It's not as his teammate, Mr. Yamanaka, going to the pits. But there we are, look, time's adjusted, 1:11. I did say 1:10, so that's not a bad call. We haven't hit that little left band of rain yet. What will be quite bizarre is if brake force changes with wheel speed. Brake force, not my brake force, but the brake force applied by this rig, by this steering wheel setup. as your speed decreases, it brakes less because you don't need it. I've still got the brake pedal pressed down as much as I want it to, but look, there's very little braking pressure applied, and it's really strange. You can see it just tailing off there as I'm braking, and the screen is clear enough. I don't know whether that's existing rain or new rain, top right hand corner. I think that's existing rain washing off the screen. And Mr. Ordinaires, he's trying to stay out of the way. Is that the Audi in front of us? He's gone to the pits. It wasn't. It was the Alpha 4C. Turn again. Looks like Mr. Hizal coming out the pits. It is. We're 1 minute 52 ahead of the boys. Lap 15. Mr. Miazano is ahead of his teammate. Slowing down way too much for the corners, but I don't trust the brakes. See it almost reduced by half when I change gears. Really weird. Slow lap times out there, but lap 16, they're all in off their intermediates again. They're cooking them within 2 laps, aren't they? We've got rain top left hand corner again. Just a rubber lar. the track is dry. A little bit of wet patches about, but the dry line is definitely there. Doesn't look to be any heavier band as we now enter the dawn phase of the 24-hour simulation. If this was 24 hours of the race, there would now be 8 hours remaining, 1/3 of the race. We've done 17 laps, that's 8.5, we're on lap 17, so that's 8 more laps. That'll be lap 25. Because it has been, oh my lord. Didn't get slowed down for that corner, did we? Half a second penalty, which won't kill us. We definitely didn't stop. To lap 18. That rain really isn't threatening the circuit at all. It's staying over to the left hand side, and with it staying out over there, we're potentially in a world where we're going to have to pit again for fuel, even if we don't have to pit for tyres. Fastest lap of the race is ours at 2:13.180. Mr. Grady takes up second place. That's a spirited run by him. I'm really sure that's not going to be the case until End of the race. Mr. Beauvoir in third, Mendoza in fourth, Cookabun fifth, Hizal in sixth, Miazano seventh, so Hizal's overtook his teammate. Portilla in eighth, he was running in first place before the rain. Can't get the car to stop. Charging on down, aren't we? Feel I want to raise my seating position. I have to buy some profile. Also noticed that these pedals are very, very cold and very rough, and they feel them through my socks. Miss McEwen in 19th place, looking like she's going to be lapped twice. What's going on with this really weird cloud formation down the outside of Miss McEwen? It's curling round us as though it's not going to hit us. There's some real heavy stuff in there, but I don't think it's going to get to us at all, so let's keep on plunging on. I still can't get the car to stop. It won't. It's got this strange lifting the brake feel. As I've described earlier, it seems like the brake tapers and tails off. It's done it again. Stroza, the porch. Mr. Frago, Mr. Kawakami, Yamanaka. Come on, Widow. You're busy thinking about your braking. Mr. Grady seems to be holding second place nicely. This rain's about to arrive. It's only half the rain it used to be. 13 minutes, so into the last quarter of an hour, well into, which would be the last 6 hours. We've probably got 5 hours remaining now. Mr. Solace, wasn't it? Now not getting a time where we are ahead of the chasing pack. Beauvoir's got past Grady. That looks like Mendoza ahead. We're up to lapping. No, it's not, it's Rubelar. Brake's just not working. Solidly hitting the 16s. Rubelar's in 20th place as we go to the rough stuff. Into the last 10 minutes of the race. Well, it's the car itself, absolutely fabulous. It's not a problem at all, the car is. We took the lead, we've kept the lead, we've managed to run through all the rain on hard tyres. This rain is no threat that's coming now at all. We're going to look where we are for fuel now. 2.9 laps remaining. I think in all fairness, we don't need to pit. Fuel map 6, keep out of the pits. Short shift, no need to stop. I think we do. We've got effectively 4 more laps to do. We're not going to get that. Let's pit at the end of this lap. No need to change tyres. We'll just take fuel. Make sure we've got 3 laps of fuel at the end of this lap when we pit in. I mean, it's a 25 lap car, which should be decent. Sun shines out now. Bouvoir's gone to the pits. Grady has assumed second place again. We're going to go in and make sure we have 3 laps of fuel. Laps of fuel is what we want. It will be a very rapid stop. If we'd have thought about this earlier, we would have fuel map 6 a little while earlier. But there we go. Plenty. Down the pit lane, we're nowhere near the end. There's Mr. Solace again. Now we don't need to worry about train maps. Looks like there's a chance we can hit lap 26, which will put this in the top 3 cars. So as we're rolling into what could be the last 2 laps, let's have a summary of where we are. We are out in the front, Mr. Grady in second, Hizal, who's managed to overcome his teammate troubles and break into 3rd place. That'll be a decent result for him. Cookabun in 4th, Mendoza's just overtaken Hizal. Where's Cookabun gone? Cookabun's gone up to 3rd, Mendoza dropped down to 4th. Hizal in 5th, Beauvoir 6th, just recovering from that pit stop. But Hizal's gone to the pits, so I've given him the curse of death there. Miazano in 7th, chasing down Hizal. It could be Miazano that gets back in front. Gallo up into 8th. That's a pretty decent result for Mr. Gallo and the NSX. Paid our penalty dues, and we're definitely going to hit lap 26. 2-stop strategy. See if Grady can hold on to that 2nd place. Seconds to go on the clock. We're around to lap 11th place, Mr. Ordonez. It's not the first time, unless he's unlapped himself because we went in the pits. I think he wanted to leave me the racing line, but I was taking that short line all day. Guessing that's Yamanaka in front, not Fraga. Oh, it could be Fraga. And that's the end of the clock. Down to 0. Mendoza goes to the pits. Really wide for whatever reason. Find out if that is Fraga. We had 1.1 laps of fuel left, which was absolutely on the money. It is Fraga. We're not going to get him by the line. There you have it, another 26 lap car, a definite recommendation. A stunning, solid victory. We'll get to see how many laps that was by, but I think it was only 2. Oh, it's just 1 lap. We only lapped Grady, Cookabun, Mendoza by 1 lap. Beauvoir, Miazano, all the way down. Mr. Rubilar, who had a terrible race, finishing 3 laps down. We got the fastest lap of the race at 2:13.180. That's a damn fine result for a very nice little car. 1.5 million credits in the bank. Our credit score is low again, as you can see. There you have it. Another stunning great car to grind away with. No reflection on the car by the turns of my steering wheel. So, as it is, folks, thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one. All the best now. Take care. Take care.